Fletcher.
Well, thank you for the honourable friend's interruption there. My condolences go to Peter's family, and I'm sure this is something that we want across the entire of the UK. But that's right, it is the single biggest killer of young people. The figures are very difficult to swallow. The latest ONS figures show that in the period between April 2020 and March 2021, 157 young men and 72 young women between the ages of 10 and 19 took their own life. This cannot be right, can it? I was, at least until my time in this place, one of the many that thought talking about self-harm and suicide was not a good idea. Putting thoughts into young people's minds by discussing this issue openly will only make it worse. However, the many professionals and charities I have spoken to disagree, and a literature review conducted by Cambridge University showed there is no research to prove this to be true. Children are exposed to so much on their phones that they need the tools to deal and help with this subject. An appropriate curriculum taught well could do just that. We do also need to think and act maturely and responsibly on this, though. If we do see that by discussing this, an unintended consequence is that suicide rates amongst young people do increase, then we must be prepared to think again. The professionals I spoke to are all agreed that this subject should be included in the curriculum. They also agreed that Year 7 and upwards was the best time to start. They further agreed it should not be discussed just in one year of secondary school, which I believe some schools already do, but it should form part of each academic year for 11 to 12-year-olds upwards. For those who are younger, this subject should not necessarily be broached, but the message to them should be that they have the right to be and to feel safe. There should be no secrets, and nothing should be kept from parents on this matter or any other. They said that ideally this should be taught by external providers who are specialists in this subject, and that each session there should be a follow-up session to talk to any children who are concerned. They also said that both parents and teachers should be trained on how to deal with children who are struggling, and also on how to better spot any signs that something might be wrong and be proactive in conversations. We cannot place the responsibility on the shoulders of our young boys and girls to come forward and talk. It is our responsibility, in fact, our duty to keep our eyes and ears open at all times. Mental health first aid may be one way of doing this. I do have concerns of bringing external providers into school, as I have seen some content on other subjects with regards to RSHE, which is highly inappropriate, and that parents have been kept in the dark on what has been taught. So if we are to use such providers, the content must be shared with parents, and if a parent has concerns, then the parent's voice should be respected. I am sure that the government will take this on board. I was delighted last week to receive a letter for the three dads and I from the Secretary of State of Education. It said that the government will be including suicide prevention as a key priority area in their forthcoming review of RSHE. A move I greatly welcome. This is a real step forward. I am hopeful of a good debate today where we all have one aim, that of stopping our children and our young people taking their own lives. Their lives are so precious. As a dad, my children are my life and my greatest joy. I cannot think of anything worse than losing them. So I ask the Minister, let's do what we can to stop this. I know this is a good government. I know it can and does do good things. Let this be the next good thing this it does. Thank you.